Hi, my name is Lina and welcome to this episode about Push 2 and Ableton Live and 3 tips for performance. So I will show you 3 different ways to use Session View in your live set to perform, and also how to use Push 2 with these techniques. So either if you are Ableton Live user or Push 2 user, so then watch this episode. Hi, and welcome to LNA Does Audio Stuff. As you know, I am very passionate about Push 2 and I'm very passionate about Ableton Live, and today I can share you my 3 favorite tips and tricks on how to perform with them both, or just another one. So these tips also work if you don't have Push 2, so don't you worry. Okay, in this part also, please subscribe to this channel. Please make sure that you also check down in the comments section the area where I have linked the playlist of all my Push 2 tutorials. There's also a lot of Ableton Live tutorials, so I'm gonna link them down below as well. Okay, please hit the bell icon and let's get into this video. Let's do it! Okay, the tip number 1 is actually how to play full beats, full songs. So if you are a performer or you are a DJ or you're something between, you're a producer, DJ-ish person who then wants to play something on the top or wants to sing something on the top, then you can go to any of your productions, any of your songs, and example, get the drums and the bass, something that is like the rhythmic structure of the song. Bounce that off, export it, and bring it back into this session view. Yeah, that's one of the really good things to do. If you perform with the laptop or you perform with the Push on a stage and you feel that it's a bit cheating that you take a full beat on the background while you play, take some instruments on the top of it, play guitar on the top of it, sing on the top of it, then it's not cheating. It's just the fact that you have a structure and it will help you to perform and enjoy the performance. So I'm just going to show you quickly how to actually do this. So example, if you're a DJ or you're a performer and you want to put a full song, a full clip into your session, how does that work? Where do we go? How do we put it? So let's just start by creating an audio track. Okay, so I just created an audio track and we can call it by track 1. So our command R is always that you rename the track. So we create a new track and then after that we go to the browser window. We can go and find the folder or the file where it's been saved. So mine is in a desktop and that one there. So I just literally just go and grab it, drag and drop it into one of these empty slots on the track. So now if I double click it, there we go. You see this massive compressed signal in there, and that means that that's the beat. That is the beat that I can use now to perform on the stage. If it's turn to play this song, I just go here and activate the song from the triangle. That's my song called Insanity. I'm probably gonna publish it in one point of this year. Just a couple things to make sure is that now, example, our session is in 120 BPM, but this song is actually in a higher BPM. So what happens is if I click the warp, it will tie it to time. I can go to this area, which is this segment BPM. So now I can basically make it faster and slower. So just be careful with that. If you warp it and it's in a different BPM, it will sound different. To be sure about that, you don't warp it. And then that allows you to just play the clip and it will always stay in the tempo. If you have it warped and you change another tempo of another clip, then what can happen is that it can change also this one, and then it's time to perform this one and it's not in the tempo you wanted. So that can be tricky. The second, I'm so tired. I'm Second tip of mine is maybe more like a traditional way of using Session View to launch your clips and samples from that view. So of course we can go to our samples and we can just launch them separately, or we can do it from the scenes on the right side. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the more traditional way of launching clips. So now I have actually exactly the same beat that I just played to you, but I have them in samples in separate tracks. So I have the two different drum loops. They are here, and then I have a bass synth, and I have an acoustic guitar, and I have a pad synth. So what I can do is just go around and just launch these clips in a separate order. So I can, example, start with that one, get some guitar with it. Stop the clips, I need to go to these little squares, not triangles, squares here. By the way, I can also make everything stop, all the clips stop by this square from here. But what if I want to be on a stage without the time limitation? So when you are doing the full loop, the full sample, you have actually a structure that is already set. But what if you want more time to improvise and flexibility for timing on the stage, but you still want structure? Then you can actually activate everything from these scenes on the right. So let's say intro. When I would have a set, I would have maybe 4 bars, you know, that it would play 4 times. But now, because if I play from the scene, I can let it play as long as I want, and then I move to the next section and the next section when I'm ready. So what I can do here is when I press now the intro, so usually there's numbers here, but I have renamed them. I have renamed it to intro, intro, verse, bridge, chorus, to know where is all the sections that I want to play. So that's Command R again. So example, I want to play the intro, I just play from here. And then when I want to go to chorus, I press from here. Please find sanity, I'm ready to be free from pressures of the big guy, the pressures of my mind. There's actually different ways of launching these clips. I double click one of the guitar parts and I go to this window. From here I go to the little ball on the left lower corner that says L. I click that and we get this launch window. By the way, if you do forget what everything means, you can just go to this help window on the left, open it up. We hover on the top of the thing that we want to know, and that will tell you exactly what it is. So if I go to the launch modes, you can see that we have 4 different launch modes, and they are subject to the quantization settings. You know, like how you activate a clip and it blinks a little while before it actually starts launching it? It's to do with the quantization settings. So if you're not happy with the quantization or how it's launched, or you want it to be like completely reactive, either then you need to select none, or example the smallest value. It will start the clip as soon as you have launched it. Also, if you are in groups, so let's say I group these drums together, I can press Command G and we have a group. Command R, I can rename it and put drums. There we go. Now, instead of just example, if I want to play chorus, I can activate it from the scene. But then if I want to only activate the drums without activating these, but all the drum clips that I have in front of me, I can now, after grouping them, I can actually go here, and from this group track, I can activate just these 2 samples. Okay, and then we have a drum rack. So the third way of performing is that you have a drum rack, and from this drum rack, what you can do is like you can put anything on it. You can put those ready-made beats. You can already make like long clips that you can just launch with one hit, or you can add some different elements to it, like example, you can record vocals or guitars or something previously and then put them into this drum rack. You can use the sampler in the drum rack to manipulate them to do cool stuff. So definitely something worth of having a look, because then what you can do is you can just keep this 64 view open in front of you, and you can basically color code all these different songs, these different beats and samples of the different songs. And example, the pink one is this song, and you don't need to go between different songs. You can just use 64 view to play all the songs. The same way that we just added clips to the session view, now we can add them to this drum rack view. So let me show how to actually put the drum rack in. So first what we need to do is create a MIDI channel. So we go here and click MIDI, and I need to go to the drums, and from the top bar, the first one is the empty drum rack. So I go here and drop it to the MIDI track. Okay. So now you can see there's a lot of different empty slots in here, and these numbers are MIDI mapping numbers. So they are either representative of your push or your any controller that you have, or a keyboard controller you have. So C1 is usually on a keyboard, MIDI keyboard. If you have 3 or 4 octaves, it's kind of one of the lowest one, and C3 is the middle C. With push, that doesn't really matter. In push, C1 is like the first one on the view. So after that, what we can do is that we can take the samples that we have created. So example, this one here is the long full track. So I already have it on the session, but I want to also have it on the drum rack. So I can just take that sample, drag and drop it to where the C1 is, like that. And now you can see that it's there. And if I just click from here, it starts playing it. So then, of course, we can put separate sounds in here. So we want, with that one, I want to play on the top of it some boom kick, boom. That's cool. Okay, so I put it here, and now every time I launch it from here, it will just trigger it automatically, as you can see from here. So what you can do basically is create your own drum kit, but you can also just create all the different songs that you want to perform, all the samples that you want on the top of it to go here. What if I would like to have the rhythm as a 1 track? So I can just launch it from there, but on the top I want to play around with the synth sound. So I can go and find a synth sample. I can pick that one there, and actually now I'm just gonna copy that one to that one and that one, just to show you what you can do with this and how wonderful it is. So I go to the first one, and in the classic mode, I'm just gonna warp it, and I wanna manipulate it a little bit. So I'm gonna stretch it by pressing that button there. After that, I'm just gonna go transpose it, maybe about, let's say, octave higher. Okay, from here I can also do the triggering settings. So trigger means that when I press it once, it will play the whole clip, but gate is exactly what we talked before. I press it and it will only play when I hold the button down. It doesn't play otherwise, only when I hit the button. Okay, so then I can go to this one. Let's create something different out of that one. So it's the same sample again. I go to this end of the clips and there's these little thingies that I can drag around and line an area from the sample that I want to use. So example, that one, I can transpose it lower. So that allows me to sample it and again play it how I want on here. So then, if I go to the third one, I can add another example, transpose it another way, and now the same clip that I have three different ways of playing the same sample. So it really allows you to be quite creative with the stuff that you're performing, because then it's also more interactive when you're on a stage and you can just react to things really intuitively. Is that the word? So let me know down in the comments what you thought. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon, and I will see you here next week as well. So I can't wait that. Please follow my social medias as well, by the way. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.